in the settings. I had to do it before this. I can't let y'all see the mess, man.
Yeah, the mess.
I can't let y'all see the mess.
Hey, everybody. I think we're live. We're live. It's catching up. We're catching up. Okay. I know the stream looks like an absolute mess right now. There's 2 Logans. There's 1 Aldo. There's 1 Justin. We're missing a Chris. We've got half a Chris, actually. We got a DJ. What's up? What's up?
Yo.
I'm going to fix the stream so that everyone looks pretty. And then Logan's going to take over and kind of lead us along here. So what's up, everybody?
Hey,
Logan.
guys. Welcome to another lovely week on the Old Drift Talk podcast. Gonna just kind of ramble on for a minute here while Adam fixes the stream.
Oh no, just
welcome
get going.
To everyone in chat.
Just get going.
Yeah. Welcome. Hey, Hector. We got Dow's in chat. We got Chris, Austin. Looks like probably Mitch, I would guess, is hanging out. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in.
Which Mitch? There's 2 Mitches now.
I would guess. It's the Rolling Garage account. So
that Mitch.
Yeah. So we'll just we'll get quickly into some calendar stuff real quick. Get that out of the way. So we have. Let's see. Next week we'll be talking on the show with Judson, who, if you're not familiar, recently basically our track at PDX closed down, and Judson is starting up a new track, which will be opening this weekend on Saturday. So if you're in the Portland area, come check it out. It's over on about interstate in Alberta, basically. The track entrance is actually on what's that street? Do you remember? Humboldt, yeah. So it's on Humboldt. So we'll be there. From
2 to whenever.
Yeah, 2 to whenever on Saturday. So that's the opening day. We got plenty of tires in stock for everybody. The stock tire will be LF3.
But in on this one too. They're not just any ordinary LF3s. They're pretty cool.
They're pretty sick. So come check it out. Get some new tires. We got the track layout is like, it's not anything crazy. It's pretty simple, but we wanted to make the first one just nice and fun for everybody. Pit space is a little limited at the moment. We haven't built pit tables out yet, so we're using just some tables that Kevin had. So you want to come early and just be generous with your pit space and try to help everybody have somewhere to sit down. There's plenty of room in the building. It's just a matter of there being tables. We will be just drifting until we feel like we want to leave. That's the beauty of the new spot, right? Like we now set the hour. So yeah, come hang out with us. It's gonna be a good time. Beyond that, on the calendar, so we'll have Judson on next week to talk about that. We are taking a break the week after that because DJ and I are heading out to Phoenix, which should be a good time. Then you guys all know April 11th through the 13th is going to be the Model Hobby Expo up there in Monroe. That's an event you don't want to miss if you're in the area. Even if you're not in the area, I would recommend traveling to that event one day. It's a good time.
It is a good time.
We can. So I don't have. There's the car show, which is April, the next weekend, I think.
No, it's literally next
March 8th.
weekend.
Yeah, so we have next week's stream, and then we'll go into the car show.
Okay, so the car show is March 8th, I believe.
Correct.
Which is next week.
Yeah, next week, Saturday, we got a car show out at the convention center, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So convention center car show, that'll be a nice spot. Always fun to set up there. We have you can catch all of our SDC dates in the drift groups if you're in Portland. I'm not going to repost them all or shout them all out here. We will also have 4 rounds of the IRC Drift Federation. So that will be cool. We haven't fully nailed those down yet, but those will be coming soon. And then we can announce now, it's pretty official that Drift to Death for 2025 will be Friday, August 8th until August 10th. So that's a 3-day event. Basically every day will be opening, Friday will probably open a little later, but open until everybody leaves and then get back, turn around fast and get right back to the track. So it's going to be a huge event. Another fun event to come check out the track. We have a ton of space at the new spot, so we're not worried about, how many people are going to show up to that this year. It might be tight, but we got a lot of room, so should be good. All right. I think that's kind of all I have for the calendar stuff.
Right on.
So this week we've had establishment drivers on before. I know Chris has been on the show. Obviously, Justin's been on the show. First timer, Aldo, welcome to the show.
Very good. Very happy to be here.
I think just to kick this off in a simple way, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, about how, where you drift at, what you drive, how you got into it, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so main track, obviously Super G, or any of the SoCal tracks. Currently, my main chassis is a GOM. I do frequent my Tamiya MO6, and that's about it. I've kind of went from Yokomo, MST, Sakura, then to the fancy stuff later on.
The fancy stuff.
Yeah.
So you're like, the Tamiya chassis is a little bit of a unusual choice, I would say. What do you like about that chassis?
It's just very hands-on. It's not like buying hop-up parts and then and then putting it on a chassis and then tuning it accordingly to what you know. It's just completely unknown territory, TTO2, TTO1, MO6, even a BTO1, all that. Nothing works. You got to just figure stuff out.
Nothing works.
No, it's true. It's 100% true. Like some of the dumbest things end up being what make a chassis perform the best.
Oh, I know, right? Okay.
So it's a lot like that's kind of something that one of our guys, Jake, does, is just basically make random changes and see what sticks or what doesn't stick.
Oh yeah.
So how long have you been drifting for?
Coming on 4 years now.
Nice.
In June.
It's a pretty healthy amount of time to be drifting.
Yeah.
Have you always was it proximity to Super G that got you into it, or how did that come about?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. And then I was always looking at just RC drift in general, and just like anyone who gets into it at first, the prices kind of shock you and whatnot compared to everything else that you're into.
Yeah.
But I just ended up finding out what was near to me, and then Super G was the number one spot, and so I went, asked questions, and I just got into it just like that. Don't regret it one bit.
Right on.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have, me, like DJ and I being newer, but a lot of people that I talk to, it's like people that have been around a while. It's like once you start, you just get hooked, and you can't leave it, and you can't explain it either. Because I'm not even like I have what I call hobby ADD, where I get into so many different things, and it doesn't take much time for me to just kind of be over it. And RC drifting has been like easily by at least a year the longest thing that I've really stuck with a lot. So it's kind of fun how that works.
Yeah, the self-satisfaction of becoming what you envision yourself to be is kind of what did it for me as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when I first started, because I was always a fan of competitive drifting, like IRL style, and it was always like that always really interested me. So being able to basically pretend to do that is what I think is keeping me in it the most. So you became a member of the establishment team when? That was last year?
Yes. Yeah, last year.
Is that right, Chris? So how did that come about?
Circumstance.
Yeah.
Just circumstance. I ended up having some issues with my other team, and then I just ended up leaving, and then that was it. Chris kind of, oh well,
Well, also around that time, I was working in Palm Springs, so I
Perfect.
was going to Super G
There it
like
is.
every weekend,
Yeah.
and so me and him got to driving with each other a lot and got to know each other a lot more, and yeah, for that time period, Super G was my local track, so
So
yeah, that kind of
that kind of
yeah.
brings me to like wanting to ask you, Chris, because
Mhm.
it's clear with your drivers that you've chosen to be on this team, everybody's kind of isolated, geographically, right? You got Ray in Canada, you got Adam in Vegas, and then Aldo in SoCal. You're in Texas. Justin's up here in Tacoma, I believe, right, Justin? We can't hear
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So can you kind of talk about like what the mindset behind that is, or
Well, so okay, so for me, I mean, Texas is my home, but as you guys know, like, man, I'm probably in Texas, probably literally a month out of the year, so I'm on the road. I claim the road right now, but man, that's in reality, when I first met Justin, from out of it, me driving with everybody, I just noticed like there was a certain style that it was a natural that he drove in a way that like that's how I more saw drifting, and then that got me more talking with Justin, just because when you first get into it, the way I got into it was like yeah, you ask a lot of questions, but I don't know, I come also from messing with real cars, so it's like when I'm talking to somebody, I look at it more as like what's your resume, and what's your background, like what kind of info are you feeding me, like where does it come from? Because I mean, yeah, you can talk to somebody that's been in the hobby for like 10 years, but can still drive, ain't like it's weird how but yeah, no, in reality, with our team, the way to sum it up, pretty much like I feel all of us have the same goal and style of how we all want to drive naturally,
yeah,
and out of picking from different states, I mean, I travel, like
yeah,
I travel around, and the way I look at it is, you kind of have a high profile driver kind of nationwide in a way, and hell, all of us are down to help. All of us are down to help out. It's all open years, so it's like, uh,
yeah. I think I
it's
see.
a, it's a
I like your strategy of like, well, if you're going to be traveling to all these tracks, you might as well have like for sure one homie at all these places that you can drive with, and then that's just the team. Kind of works out.
well, and we all have the same passion. I see us all having the same passion in it, and to me that's the biggest thing, like I mean, all of us in a way have kind of traveled around, as well,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, shit, it's
Yeah, I mean, you guys are some of the more traveling types that I know of. Like, I mean, between yourself and Adam is like he's at every event in the Southwest, even on the West Coast.
yeah, man.
He's always
Oh yeah,
traveling.
Adam, and then Adam's also, he's in both drift series as well. He's doing RC Federation and SDC.
Look at
He's
chat a
getting it.
little bit here. We got we got Miko and Alfredo, as Alfredo put it, the two most notorious podcast dodgers in the chat.
We'll get him.
We'll get them
We'll
someday.
get him.
We'll have to sneak up on them and just do one question at a time. Surprise! Surprise, motherfucker!
If you do have questions in chat, do make sure that you name who you're directing it to. or else it could take a really long time for all of us to take and talk about tow and camber
There
settings.
do be 5 of us. Yeah,
There's 6 of us. What are you talking about?
there's 6 of us. I wasn't counting myself. I don't count.
5 others.
We
Yes.
had a comment from Rob that Justin is a robot. I definitely agree with that. He's very robotic.
Mhm.
Said legit. Justin is a robot.
I've gotten that nickname quite a few times before.
Hey Justin, how's your new car?
Pretty good. I really love it a lot.
And you just got a new shift.
Elaborate
knob.
on that.
Sorry.
Can you elaborate on that? Like, what's the build and what do you like?
The build is Nissan OEM so far.
Okay.
Oh, I see. You meant IRL new car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Trey Fitty.
2006 Nissan 350Z.
Nice.
It got it in the nice metallic blue. I didn't buy it for the metallic blue, but it's a really nice part of it.
I'm partial to blue myself. Blue's a good color.
Right on. And you got a new shift knob for it, right? Or at
Oh
least-
yeah,
Right on.
that matched better than expected.
I don't know why. It's like one of the first things I ever buy for any car is probably a shift knob.
Well, it's as soon as I shifted in this car, I missed the one I had in my Focus because I knew it would make it feel like a little smoother, and
Yeah.
it just felt a little short, so I wanted like another inch.
Okay, random question, not drift related. What's the most expensive, or how much money would you say is too much money for a shift knob?
As soon as I'm paying more than what it costs to just get a nice piece, a solid piece of metal, it feels like too much money.
Hector says $1,500. I'm guessing that might be because he probably paid $1,500 for a shift knob.
That's a lot for a shift knob. But so here, like, this is one of the original BAM shifts that I got from like Hot Import Nights from forever ago.
Damn.
Back in the
Nice.
day, this was like $80. You know what they're going for now? Like,
That looks like 300.
they're like $160, and they're wrapped. Like they're just a wrap decal, not etched in like this. It's insane.
So,
For
Jake,
100.
we don't need to know about your personal life there, buddy. That's a little bit too much.
Okay, let's roll on the questions, you guys. But I guess he wanted tow and camber settings from everybody. Just
Send it.
Aldo, how about you start?
What should I go first on? Just
Tow and camber, just round off
Front
those-
alignment. What's
yeah.
your front alignment like?
front alignment depends on knuckle and chassis. If we're speaking Yokomo, Yokomo's throw paint at the wall and you're good. It's fine. Yeah, you could run KPI, no KPI, trail, no trail, you're fine. If you're going kind of MST, you got to focus on a little bit of KPI, get a little bit more front end snap, maybe a little more stability, more camber, a little more ease of use, a little smoother, a little more caster on MST. Then GOM, you're running like, I don't know, 12 something caster.
a lot
Yeah,
of caster
all of
stock.
Yeah, all GOMs are within three subjects. You have high caster. Here's the first one: high caster, high KPI, high camber. That's it. That's one. The other one is high caster, low KPI, low camber, and that's it. And then the third one's the weird one, which has like low caster, high KPI, and low camber. No one runs that.
Man, maybe we don't need to go over just everyone's. That was a nice little sum up.
Yeah.
I think the main thing to know is just that it depends. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what your goals are. It depends on what your knuckles are.
Yeah.
I just purchased a set of Via knuckles, so
Oh,
that's
yeah?
going to be a totally different strategy for the front than anything else, right?
It's so that you can run 0, right?
yes,
Caster.
yes.
Let that begin. What about you, Chris? How about some quick numbers?
Oh man, we're talking about, all right, let's say my top line. I'm running like 10 camber.
We need
I don't
numbers
measure my
such as-
caster and I don't measure my toe. I'm a, yeah.
Okay, Justin,
I
what about?
get that though. It's really like, I mean, even so, caster is hard to measure in the first place. Well, it's not. It depends on the chassis, I guess.
It is.
But like,
Everybody measures it differently.
yeah. The camber, that's just kind of a visual thing always for me. Like as long as I measure the length of the suspension arms, right, to make sure they're equal on both sides. But visually, it's I'm looking at the tire and where it is in relation to the steering lock, right? So camber is kind of a visual thing, and toe is kind of a visual thing too to me.
I like this the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know any numbers off the front end of alignment. I just run what feels good. Yeah.
I just make sure I got traction where I want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah.
Jake says, I always measure my caster at full lock.
That's horrible. No. If I'm gonna measure it, I measure it at my like center contact point, like of where I'm getting my most contact. If I'm gonna measure it, I'll measure it there.
What, your
that's
caster?
interesting.
Shouldn't really matter,
Yeah.
I would think.
But I don't measure it because to me it's
Your caster
pointless.
doesn't change through your steering. It's just the angle of the upper and lower arm. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter
By-
where you set your steering.
By definition, yeah. So, but what about when you run KPI knuckles, right? Because you're either adding KPI or you're adding caster via the knuckle.
You're adding a lot of stuff when, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a KPI though. That's not your caster.
Well, doesn't it relates, right? Because when you lean the tire over, you can
There's
technically...
a separate measurement for the actual inclination of the tire. The caster itself is the upper and lower arm.
Okay.
The KPI is the angle of the knuckle in relation to that angle of the upper and lower arm.
So specific to the arms.
So then the total amount would be the KPI plus
Jake,
caster.
I
And
knew
there is
you were trolling, Jake. I knew you were trolling, Jake.
Okay.
that if you turn your wheel dead 90 degrees, you can measure it, and if you
It's a little easier,
camber,
yeah, for sure.
And if you have no KPI, then that is theoretically your caster.
There you go. And then technically, I guess if you knew the degree of KPI, then you could just add that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point being, right, like caster is kind of a personal setting because that's going to affect a lot. That's going to have a big effect on the way your steering feels, right? Camber is a visual thing. You're just looking at where in the steering arc you have the contact patch that you want. There's
I
different
just camber
settings
for
that.
feeling too.
Yeah. Camber's
Or the-
camber's about like the smoothness and the
Yeah.
general flicking of it. I
Yeah.
would say. Adam actually describes it a lot better than I. He does all that. He's like camber's like that. I love that.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
And then a toe setting is just basically kind of tied into Ackerman and the track, what the track is like and what you're trying to achieve, how the car feels,
Try all of it, to be honest, because like it's fun. Like low caster versus high caster, they definitely drive different, and you definitely have to set your car up different each way. So try it. Chris, does anyone publish setup sheets for drift cars? Yes.
Sometimes,
There's an app called So Dialed. So Dialed has now published a good chunk of Yokomo chassis on there. So they are there.
Well, you can also check brands. Like if you want GRK, you can go to their website, get it, and then I think the same thing with Overdose too for GOMs.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a lot of the sponsored drivers will, like the factory sponsored drivers will post setup sheets, but in my opinion, all that stuff is irrelevant because it's a different electronics package, it's a different track, it's a different tire. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't apply to your car at all.
It's a different driver. Like
It's a different driver. Yeah.
you're not gonna drift like so. Yeah, I'm not gonna drift like you. You're not gonna drift like me. No one's gonna drift like Rio, right? Like that kind of scene.
Yeah, I look at them more as like, let's say if I have a setup, and I filled out a setup sheet for when I go to like Super G.
Yeah.
All right, there's my setup sheet
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Super G. I'm gonna go to Rolling Garage. Boom. So all right, I'm gonna go back to Super G. I got the setup sheet to put my shit right back to where
Yeah.
it was. So
Self-reference.
that's what I think a setup sheet's for.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no. Long story short, there's no cheat sheet on how to set up your car. Sorry.
Nope.
Although there is a glossary. So going back to that SoDialed app, they have a nice little like glossary of definitions of terminology. So check it out.
That stuff is good. I like a lot. I don't know if you've followed in like the real IRL drift scene at all, and you follow FDF. They've been making a lot of like tools and stuff that are literally just like science project, like they're like physical illustrations of what all these alignment settings and stuff.
Oh, do
do.
they have the roll center thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
A whole bunch of little 3D prints that all stack together, and it shows you like what all these settings do.
And they move in action, so you can actually see it too. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah. Kinematic tools, exactly.
That's
right, Hector. And Jake's absolutely right too. We're chasing the dragon. No matter what settings you have, you're always gonna want to mess with it, unless you're like, I don't know, kind of crazy.
Jake, my issue is, even when I have an absolutely dialed tune, I convince myself it can be better. Or you just have a bad day, and your car feels like crap.
That's why I don't run Futaba or S-Bus anymore.
Too many changes, too much access to changes.
Well, exactly, and Aldo would tell you, man, every time he saw me, I was always, man, I fucked it up,
Man, I fucked it up. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jake has a track in his garage, so like he's just, it's a problem for him. I think sometimes he's in it, like especially. Well, I love this part of the year for Jake because this is when he's just like, literally every time he shows up to the track, he has 2 or 3 different chassis builds that are all different configurations, and yeah, it's just constantly like.
How big's the setup at your house, Jake?
It's a 3-car garage. It's not super big.
Okay,
I'll share I'll post a reel somewhere and we can show it.
It's a big enough track to call it track wing brake.
Garage wing brake.
Garage.
You running on? You got tile in it too?
No, but he might be able to do tile now if we have extra.
Jake's probably at Drift PDX right now, only 10 minutes away. Ha ha ha.
The thing with Jake is now he has he's very close to the track, the new track.
Yeah, so the new track, I take exit 292A, and then I have to go like on 217 for a bit, and then I'm there at PDX Underground. On the new track, I have to go all the way up to 303, and then it's not too far from that.
Yeah. So I posted a reel in the videos section of the Discord. That is Jake's track.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Oh,
for a home spot, it's pretty sick.
Nice. I leave it polished. I like polished.
I like polished. It's fun.
I'm a fan of polished.
Slow maintenance.
Dude,
yeah.
I was going through my old videos and then what was it? I had videos from Northwest Hobbies.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was just like, man, dude, that was a pretty badass track, man. I missed that track.
What's funny is that like before that they refinished it, like before we got kicked out so that they could do the oval there, like the concrete surface was fine, and then they kicked us out, and then they refinished it to like something a little bit more rough, and then we sealed it. So that's what we were driving on back then.
The surface at Northwest that I drove on was pretty slick. It was ground, but it was pretty slick. I don't know why.
It was porous too, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's because we sealed it.
Yeah. Jake's garage is technically polished, but it's like it's always kind of dirty, and
Yeah,
it's not like super clean and mirror finish, right? It's pretty. It's
the garage
grippy for
grit.
concrete, I would say. Yeah, the garage grit. And then there's like polished concrete, like what's at the expo centers. That's like a whole nother level, and that's the dream for me.
And it's
My
so
dream,
good.
if it's like if I won the lottery, build a drift track, like hire California skate parks to build a drift track. That's like just like mirror finish polished concrete. That would be the best surface for me. So consistent and fun.
Smeared finish, says Rob. Smeared finish. Okay, where do we want to go with this? Because there's a lot to talk about. We've got Aldo here, who hasn't made any like loose cannon comments yet. So like everything has been, yeah. where do we want to go with this?
I think we should have sent Aldo some Modelo's before the show. I think.
I don't
Was
know.
that
Yeah,
one?
would
no,
be nice.
no.
That would have been nice. I know.
Oh.
We have Chris. Another Chris is asking I think he's asking like when you show up to a new track, what's the first thing that you kind of mess with or tune in the car?
If anything, I do rear camber because
Yeah.
different tires, and then that's probably about it. Pretty much any other changes would be layout specific, or if I'm trying to change for the people around me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely looking at track flow because every track's got a different flow, and yeah, tires, whatever tires they're running. Probably if I'm jumping from a P tile to concrete, might mess with springs. It depends on the track flow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. Camber.
But yeah, I think you guys nailed it. Like just
Yeah.
mess with the camera a little bit, and then if it has to get more crazier than that, then you can move on. Let's ask this since it's just a comment. What's your guys' favorite surface?
It's still going to be like a really nice polished concrete, and it's been too long to really say, but there was like an epoxy laminate surface that I've been on before, like a really nice garage floor.
Yeah.
Like slide 10 feet in your socks on. It drove like you were on ice.
It's like epoxy, but it's got a thick sealer on it, and it's like slick as hell.
Yeah, and when you drive on it for long enough, after you like say it's been down for a month, or you had noticeable like darkness on the track from where the layout had been,
Mhm.
but then you hop over it and it comes right off because it's just the residue from the tires, not wearing the surface itself.
Yeah, and it's not like bonding to the surface at all. It just wipes right away. That's pretty nice. What about you, Chris?
I'm gonna say, so I'm a big fan of polish, but I'm gonna just say hard compound because I like I've driven on marble and it was super slick. I've driven on, I love polished concrete, but I'm gonna say hard compound in general because a big
All
fan.
those,
Painted.
All those like Southeast Asia mall tracks that I see, I'm so jealous of. That was like such a joy
Wait,
to
Chris-
drive on.
Yeah.
Chris,
What's up?
going from hotel to hotel, which hotel has the best entryway floor for your Mini?
So, all right. So actually, dude, they got where the basketball court is. A lot of the residence inn, like I stay at a lot of the residence inns,
Mhm.
and they have this like outdoor plastic tile. Honestly, that's super slick. I've took my car out there, and it's I compare it to like a P tile, but it's weird because it's like a mesh.
Hmm.
I don't know, but it's
You, you should
I
create.
know what you're talking about.
You should create a hotel like surface, like chart, Like if you go to this location, you can find the surface at this hotel. You rate it out of 5 stars.
All of them are the same. It's like part of their brand. You know, they all have that material on the court. You can play and it's nice because if it rains, it dries real quick.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff before. It's like an outdoor basketball tile, so that it's never wet.
That's cool.
And I've thought about it. I've thought about it as like a track, like, you know, why not use this for a track? And it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's like with it costs the same to do that as, let's say, if you wanted to go J-tile or really polish your concrete, you know. I'd just rather do that, you know, like.
Yeah. But, what about you, Aldo?
Man, ain't nothing beat original polished concrete. That's what I learned on. That's the best.
Yeah, because you would have driven at Super G when it was that, right?
Yeah, I like P-Tel and I like J-Tel, but I don't know, it's just a nostalgic feeling.
Yeah, I understand that for sure. Speaking of bikes, DJ, you hopped on that hyper of yours, what, today or yesterday?
Yesterday. Actually.
How'd that go?
Yeah. Well, I survived. I'm here today. I made it. No crashing, broken bones, no ruptured spleens. It's good.
Do we still got it, or are we rusty?
I did bring a can of WD-40 with me to spray off some of the rust. But
do we still got the bag of tricks, or are we rusty?
I didn't have my proper riding shoes, or I didn't bring my pads. So.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
Excuses.
Okay, yeah.
Excuses. Like, would you have still done that back then? No pads, no helmet.
Oh, you got to pad up, dude.
Yeah, you got to pad up when you're riding like that.
You got
when
to
start throwing bangers. Just kidding. Nah. I mean, I could probably still do some of the tricks. I actually genuinely did throw out all of my old riding shoes because they were all just beat to crap. So I just screw that.
Shoes don't last very long in the closet.
No.
Especially those like BMX if you have the crazy like 510s or something. All right.
There's a question from Dirt Cheap Drifting.
What?
What's a good starter setup for a first-time driver? I don't know how we want to approach this. Like,
how budget do you want to be? How cheap do you want to go? Because I got you.
As far as
this was asked actually specifically of you, Aldo, earlier. I want to hear Aldo's answer.
But remember, when you answer this, answer with accessible things, so if they can just pick up easy.
I would just say the MST RTR because, it works, especially if you don't have anything to go off of or know anything.
He's
about
saying
what to buy or where to go.
Under 800 ballpark. Now, is this just the chassis and electronics? Is this just the chassis, or is this the whole shebang, like radio and everything included? And Dow wants to hear
$800.
3 different levels.
I think when you say starter, I think to me that means everything.
You're just starting,
Whole show, including radio.
Well, if you really know you want to get into it, then you can buy like an RevD RMX and some the other cheap RevD electronics.
You mean RDX?
That'll be really good.
Well, what can you get off Amazon, Aldo?
Man, I can give you almost everything for under $50 except chassis and transmitter.
There you go.
Well, okay, let's hear it.
So, one would be an SPT servo, 12 kg Amazon. It's like $12. Then you pair that to a Power Hobby gyro. Shout out Carlo. For like $35, works great. Motor would be any Surpass motor, preferably V3. They're like $40, and then you would get a blue censored 120 amp ESC from eBay, and then you would get one of your homies to put on a Hobby Wing tuner, flash some Hobby Wing firmware, and then for $20, you get boost and turbo pretty cheaply.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That's actually on the MO6. Let me
I
see
did
if
not
can
know
find
that was the thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Adam knows. Edel, dang. It's a humbling experience when you get crapped on by a $20 ESC and you're like, yo, what are you running, Yokomo? He's like, no, I'm not.
Oh, you saw that, Rob?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's really cheap, but
What do you need to do to flash the firmware? Is it just as simple as connecting the PC?
no. So all you need is the OTA programmer from Hobbywing.
Okay.
That's all you need. You just plug it in through the JST through a Y splitter or female to female, and then you would just update the firmware.
Wow. So it's like they didn't even bother locking it down. They were like,
No.
it's too cheap. But
Yeah.
bad on Hobbywing too, right? Because they didn't lock their crap down either.
So the firmware is from like circa 2011,
Okay.
so you can't really do too much to it. It does have boost and turbo, I know that, but it's kind of
That's all you need.
it really is. I mean, you have boost start, you have timing. What's the other thing? You have this weird thing called timing acceleration, which I have no clue. But works. That's all that matters. Works.
Yeah.
Works.
So we're like realistically, we're talking like we could have nothing and drive for like, what do you think? $500?
Man,
Yeah, $500.
I had an
Get a
RMX
Noble.
with all those cheap electronics on my 10PX. I got so many looks.
Right on.
But yeah, $500.
So you just gotta be creative.
Oh yeah.
Well, more like if you just got to look, right? Because I don't think anyone would be in the know to look for that specifically.
Yeah, I
Like, who
mean,
knew?
knowing that you can flash Hobbywing firmware onto like a non-Hobbywing ESC is pretty deep in the knowledge base, right? But I don't know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It'd be great for a cheap car challenge.
Oh yeah. Or even a box stock RDX comp. Be
Yeah.
awesome.
Joseph IRC, Swiss, the Jank Quick King.
Yeah, the king
Let's
of
go,
jank.
Joe. That's right. That's right. My bearded daddy. That's right, big dog. You too, Logan. You're bearded daddy. That's what we're talking about here.
Jake. There we go. It's starting, boys and girls. He's calling people bearded daddy. Jake had a really good question, which we kind of were talking about a little bit before this episode started. I want to hear this from all of you because we've all driven at Worlds. How do we feel about the speed of an LF3 on the J-Tile? Where is that in the range? Because, right, everybody has a range. Do you want it to be faster? Do you want to drive faster? Or do you want to drive slower?
I could do with it slowing down a little bit.
So, yeah, I could mention the new tire coming out by GS Racing. We got LF4Ps. Those are going to be dropping. Those should slow things down a tiny bit for the guys wanting to test them.
Do you know if the profile is the same or is it a little bit different? Chris.
What do you mean the profile? Yeah,
So-
what do you mean the profile?
The shape of the tire.
Yeah, is the tire more flat or is it like still curved? Or is it
Let me
not?
look.
Like,
He's like, let me look. So Justin says slower. What do you think, Aldo? Slower or faster than an LF3?
A little flatter.
Coming from slow and then getting a taste of speed and then watching Japanese drivers come here and being forced to tune their cars a little differently. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of like a YouTube warrior where I'm like, I like everything Japanese based. And I see speed
They're
and
fast
whatnot.
as shit over there.
I know.
They
I'm
drive
over here-
fast as hell over there. It doesn't matter what they're on. They're driving fast on it. Which
I
is
know.
even more the reason I want tires that slow us down. Because then you can drive as fast as you want and you're still not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
feel
the
like
goal.
style would definitely show a little bit better with slower tires. When
you
you're
have more time to show the style.
exactly.
I think every comp would look better on a stream if the tires had less grip.
And if all we're talking about is YouTube, like watching it on YouTube, man, all you need is just a close up on that car, and it doesn't matter. It'll still look like it's going fast.
I just think every comp, you have a lot of people just struggling, no matter what region you're in or what level of comp it is, and literally it just gets easier the slower you're going because you have more time to react to things and change. So for me, it's a question of, what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch people doing battles and like running into walls or getting gapped like crazy, or do you want to watch battles that are super tight and close?
I also do think that like for a lot of people, it's because of the speed. Like if it's too slow, then it becomes uninteresting to them too, because everything else doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, I could hear that for sure. Like it's a little too easy, too boring.
It's not even easy.
On carpet especially, we found that running on a slower tire just forced everyone to smoothen out and just naturally drive closer together.
Yeah. It's just like if you play Assetto at all, you can drive like a ADC car, which is pretty mellow and easy to drive, or you can drive the VDC comp cars and slam into the wall every turn.
I can't even
or
drive
you
those
can
cars.
go drive on an ice track, and it's like you go on an ice track with all the boys, and you guys are stacked up. It's just like, which one do you actually want to see?
Yeah,
they all have their place. I think I do enjoy like having a lot of grip. It's fun. It's fun to drive. It's more challenging. But in terms of like having a comp, if I was hosting a comp, I would want my comp to have like better battles.
So slower.
Yeah.
I would. So like for me, like that question. Have y'all drove on J-Tile tracks that are, let's say, half the size of PDX?
Not J-Tile.
Not J-Tile. I mean, GGT, Pit Stop, tracks, Garage, old Rolling Garage. I've driven
Glory Lounge original.
Right. So something I've noticed is like I've been getting on tracks that are, of course, like tracks ain't as big as the tracks that as much as the West Coast. Like West Coast and up there with you guys, like that's where to me that's where all the huge tracks are. And I've noticed like for J-Tile on smaller tracks versus like going to Super G, it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to say, like, I don't like it as much as I love it at, like, big size, like at PDX.
Yeah.
Like y'all's track, I mean, from the old one, that was like one of my favorites just because, like, that entry in the stretch, man.
It has the same
effect.
What I mean? Like, if you compare GGT to Super G, GGT has, I would say, more grip in the surface, but is also much smaller and tighter. And then Super G's like huge, relatively feels like wide open, even though it's it's like the speeds are higher, but it just feels a little bit easier to drive Super G, in my opinion, than it is at GGT, where it's like super tight. There's a lot of grip, and there's more elevation change and stuff.
And what's crazy is I feel like Super G's slower compared to the smaller tracks that run it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But higher speed. It's weird.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah, it's just things are further apart.
Yeah.
A bigger track is just going to drive faster, yeah.
Yeah, you can build more speed, but it's the same time. Like, it's just the time is different. The time between exiting a turn and getting to the next one is longer, even though you're technically going faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know what David's on, but he's saying or asking, have you seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? Great chick flick. I don't know.
What's up, David? What's up?
Going back, though, Dirt Cheap Drifting again with another question. I know more of you have more questions and different questions.
I think we're skipping a lot of questions.
I don't think so. I mean,
Not many.
I'm trying to keep up with them. Dirt cheap drifting. How would one go about filming content with their car? Camera setup ideas, mounting. Go check out Joey, Canada Joey. I don't remember his title right now, but he has a vector camera set up for his GoPro. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, I think the two good options are like an Insta360 on the chassis, which is pretty heavy. And then you could do like Joey, which is the vector cam, which is basically a GoPro or a GoPro session, preferably with a sail that's on a bearing. So it's always pointing in the direction that you're traveling. And then you have like, you talk to Mile High RC, and then you have the full like FPV style. Which is,
I have an Instago, the little thing.
The peanut thing.
I'm still in experiments for a mount. As a matter of fact, I know I'm working with Mark Mile High here on a mount. You know what I mean? But I like that because it's lightweight and
super light, yeah. And it can
it's super light. Angle. Yeah, I didn't want to have to change any type of setup for camera load. You know what I mean? Or so that's why I went with the Instago.
There's a setup somewhere on the social media where it's like a TTO2 with like a crane setup on it, like an actual rig. It doesn't have a body on it, but it has like an arm, and then it has the Insta, or not an Insta, but it's the same brand name, but it has like the gimbal on it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
What I want to do is I want to be able to like do a first person or a FPV camera, and then the FPV camera is not doing anything except giving me eyes for the point of view, and then have like the GoPro like take the actual video.
Yeah. That's how it's done in like FPV drones, right? Like you're not actually looking through you don't watch a HD 1080 feed in your goggles.
Yeah. And like another one is the 360 cameras. You can get some really, really cool footage from them. The only problem is that all the editing has to be done post. Like you can't do it live. If you could do it live and just like take your phone and like move it around, that'd be sick.
You can do that.
Not from what I've seen.
We've done that. We've had when Austin Martinez used to come to the track, we'd use his 360, and then on the app on his phone, you then watch the whole video back, and then you record just where you're looking at.
Right, but
on your phone.
But that's post, right?
Yeah.
I want real time.
Oh,
real time would be sick.
Well, yeah.
That'd be a lot of number crunching too, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary. Because then after the fact, you kind of know where you need to film, and you can edit it and fix it, right? Do multiple takes.
Okay, here's a good one. As everyone loves to hunt parts and chassis, what's everyone's dream chassis they are still chasing, hunting, saving to get? I don't know that I have a dream chassis anymore. I used to think that fantasies were cool, and they still are. They are still absolutely like unicorn chassis to me, but I don't think I'll actually ever have one per se.
Something that was pointed out to us, in the process, Judd noticed today or yesterday that IRCDF allows the fantasy. It's not banned, which I thought was interesting.
But what won last year?
Hey, so does SDS too. I think they allow fantasy too.
Yeah. What won last year IRCDF? Well, that was an RDX, right?
So, like, clearly, was there any fantasies that were actually competing?
I don't know.
Wait, are you talking about seasonal? Seasonal? I think, was it that Alfredo and a Gom?
IRCDF?
Yeah, I think Alfredo won the season, but yeah, I was talking about the final round or the championship round was Jordan, right?
Yeah, Jordan, yeah. I think Adam was up there with him. Yeah, that was the final round. Adam.
What about you, Justin?
Oh, what do y'all think about that floor?
What floor?
No.
There's
thank you.
nothing in particular I'm wanting or thinking of.
He's waiting. Do you have a kaiju yet, or are you waiting to get one?
It's the aluminum finish QC, so it should be shipping shortly.
Hell yeah.
Aldo.
What's the setup? What setup are you gonna run with it?
Oh.
Exactly what I'm running.
Right. I'm not changing anything either on mine.
Which is just RDX basically.
Yeah, RDX with the Rhino Racing front end.
PDSS.
Also because to run anything else, I'd have to buy another chassis.
Yeah.
What about you, Aldo? What's your dream chassis?
Probably a Travis one. Actually, there's no one. It's just Travis.
Why the
Wrap
one?
up.
Why that and not the V2?
I already had a V2. It's fun. It's like a budget hybrid,
Mhm.
but it's not. That was fun. That was really cool. But the OG one's pretty cool. I feel like mainly because some of the older parts that have like Ken Bro's top deck and certain parts that he designed and has his name and logo and whatnot, you could get it for it. But yeah, if I could go back in time, I'd probably just get a Travis.
Right on. DJ, what about you? Don't say an MST.
Chassis DJ.
No, can't. No.
I was gonna say I already have it.
The KMW.
The
What?
MST beast mode.
But okay. So DJ's been building other things than Galms, right? Well, not wow. I said that wrong. DJ's been building Galms.
Yeah.
Is he betraying the MST name?
No, he's just doing what everybody's doing right now.
The Galm.
Yeah, I'm hopping on the train.
He bought all the MSTs already, so
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this whole? I don't know if it's happening
MST.
like where Justin, Chris, and Aldo is at, but like almost all of Team PDX has a Galm now.
yes.
That's
Is that happening to
hilarious.
you guys?
I
have
I
no
mean,
idea.
no.
I don't
No.
think
Nah,
so.
that-
Not that I'm aware of.
And like Jake's gone crazy and just doing everything with his Galm. Judd already
So,
has
They all
like
have.
a full.
They have
yeah.
all lost their goddamn minds. What are you talking about? They're all just like smoking their wallets on these golems, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Choosing option parts is
Well,
much
you
better
just-
than just spending
You
money
just
towards it.
sniff Rios like once after he beats your ass, and then like you can't stay away from it. You know, you smell him. You smell it once.
Yeah.
You just have to try and reach.
At least DJ can be like, "Yo, he beat my ass." I have to.
If you have driven Rio's Golem, does drive pretty incredible. I didn't drive it at the last Worlds, but it's always been the best, one of the best performing chassis, if not the best performing chassis at the con.
So it's not just
I
driver
gotta
mod.
say,
It's driver mod and a really awesome kit.
It's chassis. It's driver
guys
mod
live at
with
the
a
top.
chassis that works for his driving.
Yeah, I think at that level it takes both. Like if you're talking about RCDC, or I'll even give you Super G Worlds, or like that. What's that comp that just happened last weekend? The Titans.
Oh yeah, Clash of the
Like
Titans.
that stuff takes both a chassis that is amazing.
Oh, no, yeah,
and a driver.
Especially out in Europe where they'd been on carpet for a while, so having the fastest chassis was just straight up the way to win.
Mhm.
Yeah. It takes
You needed to have both, and then especially for Japanese RC competition over there, where they're coming from racing too, so they're coming from years of you have to have perfectly precise driving before you're allowed to start winning. You needed to almost have the chassis before you can do the driver mod
Yeah.
for racing.
Yeah.
hey Rob, they changed the name of the finals to Worlds. That's why, yeah, it's not D110.
Yeah, I get confused too every time someone says that.
Yeah.
Every time I keep
It's,
hearing
yeah,
that.
SDC
All these-
Worlds.
All these noobs in the hobby is using worlds the wrong way.
As far as I'm concerned, if you call it Worlds, it's Worlds.
Finals.
That's all you got to do.
it's finals. I've just known it as finals, but it's technically Worlds now. Yeah.
That's, I mean, almost every other.
It'll be
RC
worlds in my
competition is
heart
just-
once there's at least double digits in international. Well, European Asian.
It's the World Series. I don't. Who cares? It's World. You call it World, it's World. You win. It's like dibs.
Hey, dibs is all powerful.
You
Dibs.
can't deny dibs.
Yeah,
we call
dibs.
dibs on it. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
There was actually a lot of international drivers this past year, though.
Wasn't bad.
There were
Hey, I can't wait.
3, right?
Look at
No, 4. Well, no, because
There were 4 just
Nah,
with
I'm not.
Kevin in his.
I'm not counting
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevin,
well, you
Kevin, Robin.
are you talking
Put
Jeremy.
Rio Toxie.
just for Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 8 or 9.
Are y'all talking about just for Worlds
yeah.
or in the year?
SEC.
Yeah,
Oh,
well-
okay, yeah, for Worlds, yeah. Well, you got some guys that came from. Didn't we get a Russian driver?
Did we?
That was for cross games.
Oh,
I don't remember if there was a Russian at SDC.
I don't remember a Russian guy.
I don't remember how many
We had- hey.
Canadians we
Yeah, we
got
had
that
some-
picked up.
you had some Canadians. And
We
I
had
know
5
that.
countries in our van.
Hey, the van is apparently a very special place. I wasn't in the van, but apparently it's.
Oh yeah, we got Ray's from Canada.
We had Canadians. The look at Chuck. He's about ready to commit to GOM already. He drove a GOM once.
Man. You know, I have been I have mine, but like y'all know, like I've been with GOMS 2020. You know,
Yeah.
like and
Yeah.
and
I've only known
and
you as a GOM guy.
I've been slowly getting rid of them. I pretty much made it to where I'll keep maybe 2, of course, the Kaju, but
I love that
I
sentence.
don't know.
I'm slowly getting rid of them. I'll keep it so I just have 2 GOMs.
He's got to sell the
Well-
other GOM before he builds it into another GOM, and then has enough parts to build
No.
another GOM.
Well, what's crazy is like my GOM is not even, it's the top line. So it's like, and then the Kaju one, that one is a gear drive setup, and I mean that one is gonna be messed around. You already know I'm gonna try my GRKs, of course GRK. I'm gonna try that out, but I got my GRKs. I really like my GRKs. I realize that's kind of what helped me sell my GOMs, because I'm like, well, I realized the last 2 Worlds, I drove my GRK, and then all the rounds I was driving my GRK. So
Do you have a 5R?
yes, I've actually. Well, he's got. I'm doing some new to it, but changing some things up with it. But I pretty much made my RR.
right on.
There you go, GRK RR. Yeah.
Rob, Chuck is still around, not as Two Bros, but right now he actually is more doing sim drifting with CarX. I think he's got a YouTube channel up too.
Whoa, hold on. I don't know if you can use those
What?
2 phrases in the same sentence.
What,
Wait, what'd you say?
CarX and sim drift?
Sim drifting and CarX? I don't think that doesn't compute, brother.
You know what? I don't know how he does it, but he is darn good at it. But yeah, Chuck is still around. He came to Expo last year. He might come this year. Who knows? Other Chuck is switching to RDX Master Race. Really?
So my outclip. Hey, I am bringing my outclip back out, but
Yeah.
the outclip, I'm making it a high lipo. That's gonna be a way. I've turned it into a weight transfer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be my weight transfer.
Right on.
chassis.
Hey, let's talk
Answer.
about. Wait, answer what?
uh,
I was gonna go ahead and shift over to some chassis because I'm really curious about this TTO2. It's wild looking. So let me go ahead and get this queued up and in the window.
Is it the one in Roast My Rig?
No.
Okay.
Apparently, like, Chris, do you not have Discord?
No,
That's why.
that's why I sent you all my pictures on Messenger.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
There we go. Let me do some cropping. All right, here we go. Transition. So, Aldo, this is yours, yeah?
That's the MO6, baby.
Oh,
That's
this is
that
the
eBay
MO6.
ESC. Yeah, that's the eBay ESC, that blue one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what kind of a, like, thing did you do to this?
So MRC makes a kit, which includes wipers and then a bar that takes out the front original steering, and adds the two upper and lower control arms on the front, and the knuckles, of course. And so that's basically it. I just ended up, I went mono shock in the front instead of having the dual shock in the front, and then I ended up getting rid of the mono shock, putting on a straight link, because it's rear motor and there's not enough torque, mainly because of the FDR is hard to change. Stock, I think it's 8.1 or 2, no 8.2, and so that's about it. To be honest, this gets better angle than most cars that I've driven with, which is surprising.
Right on. Is it still, like, conforming to, like, a 190 wheelbase?
So this one is currently for a Ghia body, Carmen Ghia, and it's 239.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 239. Yeah.
Right on. What other things have you done to this?
I just serviced the diff and then that was it. I didn't really worry about weight or anything.
Are these shocks, like, oil filled, or are they just like the
Just
stock?
friction. Just friction.
Nice.
I mean, it rides like maybe 3 millimeters off the ground. yeah, that's. You have to drive it to believe it. Pictures don't do it justice. But yeah, plastic, fantastic.
Oh, and we hit a GRK.
Dang, the price difference is crazy. I think Chris's rear trans case is worth about the entire MO6.
Oh, probably like double that. What are you talking about?
Electronics included. So yeah.
So if you were to wager a bet or wager a guess, how much do you have into this chassis?
I want to say a little under 220.
Okay, so a GRK5R.
There you go, folks.
Like this conversion kit is what, $460, almost $500. Yeah, Chris. No,
I don't know what you're talking about. They gave it to me.
It fell off a truck. Yeah.
They gave it to me.
Right on. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's on there for. You go on the GRK USA website. You know what I mean? I think if you do that full kit, I don't know how much is the GRK, like $900 or $1,000. How much are they?
Somewhere around there, but they're out of stock everywhere,
And then
right?
It's
It's like you're not finding a new GRK.
well, I mean, hell, a bandwagon started out here on them, dude. Everybody picked them up.
That's what's funny too, is with all the world stuff after RCDC, the same thing happened with all the GRKs, right?
Yeah, dude, it was hey, yeah, but I guess it did help get it more accessible out here in the U.S.
Yep.
I'll say that, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
So That's cool.
I'm super curious of how much the GRK5R as a kit is going to cost. So no conversion, but just the GRK5R as a whole kit.
Yeah,
We know that
that'll
it's
be
coming.
interesting to see. Yeah,
Honestly, I could see it costing a little more than a regular GRK5.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many parts are you not going to use on the R kit that you're buying with? You know what I mean? So
I have no idea.
I don't know. maybe 1,300 bucks.
maybe less.
That's my thing. Yeah, that's what I think.
If it is 13, dude, I'll be on board. I will sell some stuff.
Yeah, that's my.
and I will
That's
be on
crazy.
That's my baby.
For a company to have
baby.
Adam on board is pretty crazy.
Board. I drove Lance and Alex's, not GRK5s, but their GS2 Evos that they've modified themselves. They drive really, really good.
Yeah, but they got DDSS front ends on theirs, right?
They've got the Midnight DDS. I don't know what Alex's is,
Yeah.
though. They got
that-
something else. Ah,
I would love. I want to drive theirs with when they go R. When they put the R trans on it.
oh, hey, so this is cool. It's the establishment logo. I really dig this, by the way. This is a cool
that was
design. If you do shirts or hats, let me know. I want one.
I'd be excited to see what the new livery looks like.
They're all coming soon.
And you're still
Hopefully.
using Zero Max, yeah? Or Zero Feel?
No. This year we are all paint.
Ooh.
Yo, before we get too far into this, we missed a step earlier in the show. I wanted to shout out Guy, aka Let's Drift RC.
Oh, yeah.
He also was able to, much like us, secure a semi-permanent or permanent location for a track up in Seattle, or Seattle area, I'd call it. Have you been able
Yeah.
to make it out there, Justin?
At least once a couple weeks ago. I haven't been at it again yet.
It's in
Since haven't been
Linwood.
able to.
Yeah, Linwood.
Have y'all
It's in
seen it?
Linwood.
Little
I've seen
bit.
it. It looks pretty sick. I
north of
mean, it's a big area.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. I love it. He knows, man. I'm so bummed I didn't go. I wasn't able to go to the last tracks he had.
Yeah.
But I saw on his story he posted a full bird's eye view of it. I'm like, man, he did it
The
again.
thing with Guy is, because of what he's been doing for so long, not having a dedicated space, most of the things that he's setting up are only there for a weekend. So I don't think there's probably not many people that have straight up by hand done more layouts than Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's new one every time. He says he
And-
changes it every
Yeah.
time.
And we're talking big areas too. Like
He
you
does
guys are
good
driving in
layouts.
parking garages and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see him have a spot, and hopefully that can stick around, and hopefully we get to go up there sometime. But it looks amazing.
Oh,
So if you're in
apparently,
Washington, you got a spot.
apparently Alex's has a Midnight Designs DDSS. So that's Lance's, and then Lance has a Rhino DDSS. Both of them drive great. Yeah. I just think it's funny that his new track is in Linwood. If you know, you know. Yeah. That's all I'll say about that. I'm super excited for him. I just think it's funny that's in Linwood.
What track?
Guy's track.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rob knows.
Hey man, it's better than not having a track.
No, for sure. I just hope
And it
like,
looks like it's big. It's a big spot too.
dang it, I did it again. I just hope.
I still want to go. I still want to go to that outdoor setup he had. That outdoor setup he had.
I'm
that
sure
looks
they'll
fun.
still be driving there. I would imagine. I don't know.
Yeah. That place reminds me of that Hippo. You know Hippo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what are we looking at here? What you sent me these, and I don't know what, because you sent me Aldo's.
Oh, that's
and you said you should-
All right. So this one is my C33. This is my top line Gomp.
okay.
That's a body by Josh Greig.
There you go.
Oh wow. Yeah, Josh is a great painter.
Yeah. Honestly, he's my paint guy. I've realized I was like, oh wow, I was looking at my bodies, and it's either I paint it or I have one of his bodies. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's. I was like, oh man, I think he's my dedicated body guy. You know.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
the C33 is probably my favorite big body car.
I love it, and with that one, so I've always got short bodies. With that one, I wanted to try something different, and as you can see, look at the tail on that one; it's way longer.
They're big dogs, but I just love
Yeah.
of all the big body cars. That one appeals to me the most, and I think it's because it kind of has a European vibe to me.
Yeah.
It's like real square and boxy, but those are sick.
And you know what? It fits a high motor golem.
Yeah, that's actually like a really rare body. I couldn't tell you the names. But yeah, it's a man. I bought it a long time ago where the brand is discontinued. But I don't know. Whoever knows bodies, yeah.
Possibly Yokomo?
No, it's not Yokomo. It's something. One of those like brands that dropped like 100 and then never came back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I know Pandora made one because I wanted to get one a while back, but Pandora's still around.
So this is the top line deck that you were talking about. And transmission.
Top line kit.
Okay.
Top line kit. Yeah. So this kit. So the kit I ran before was just a top line deck, and you ran the overdose tranny with full overdose. This kit you run the top line tranny, and it's the belt drive system with the GOM front end. So it's pretty much I got everything GOM Type 3 up in the front. My goal was to get it more lightweight, and I did. It's pretty done. I got it kind of where it's so. As for the rear, it's full top line. The hubs on it are from the top line, but they're originally for like an RDX. And then I'm running their high torque 42 millimeter rear arms.
What makes them high torque?
Yeah. That's the name of them.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, high traction. It's the high traction. Yeah, there you go. High traction.
Okay.
High torque.
That makes
but
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I'm pushing like with the body. I think I'm around like 1,500 grams.
So still pretty chunky. Where are you trying to get to?
Yeah. 1,500 grams.
Well, are you still trying to go lighter than that?
No. That was it's exactly it. That's what I mean with this one. Totally done with it.
Super chat.
Big hug to Rob.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks
And
for
big
that.
hug, Rob, with the super chat. Thank you, dude.
FYI, super
Yeah,
chats are a thing. So if you want to, feel free to.
You can do that if you want. Highly encouraged.
Yeah.
can
Kickflips
make
for
the stream
super
better.
chats.
Kick flips for super chats.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, or how many drinks for Logan? That'd be something cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're limited there, so
Oh no, they
it's
can
only
just...
6 beers in a 6-pack. So
Okay, RC Drift Network. That must be Aaron, yeah? Stoked to see Chris on the show. He is a great ambassador of the hobby. Right on.
absolutely, he is.
RC Drift Network
I
does
never-
great stuff too.
I've never seen. There's not any. If you're on Facebook, right? There's not anyone that's more supportive of other people in the hobby than Chris. Because if you have anything at all associated with him, he's posting it in like 6 or 7 groups.
Yeah, no joke. Every single time I post my pictures, I always see Chris share them. No matter what.
Yeah.
So thank
They're
you.
great, man. Let's be real. How many real photographers do we have in the U.S.? I mean, I put
Not a
you
lot.
up there, next to the Roddy,
Yeah.
Cool. honestly, I still think. Well, I'm an amateur. I need my my yield rate of publishable pictures to go way up.
No, you don't. No, you don't. It's plenty high.
Well,
Trust me.
you don't like my like 60 photo uploads.
I think that's
You
a
should do
perfectly fine number of photos to post after an event.
FYI,
Yeah, you should.
it's only 10% is my photo yield.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Uh,
normal. I feel like that's pretty
Thank-
normal. I mean, Larry Chen probably shoots 10,000 photos in a weekend.
Yeah, but Larry Chen has way more interesting things to shoot. And
That's
he has
true,
a
too.
car to shoot it too.
Yeah.
3
Yeah, you're at the
cameras to
same
shoot on.
track, same cars. It's like, okay.
I have a Larry Chen hat that I got from STC. That's cool. H2B stomps. Chris is a big help. I'm new to. Chris is a big help. I'm new to RC Drift World, and he has been willingly help me on the way. Chris, the truth. Strong
Oh, yeah.
arm.
Hey, I'm an open book, man. Always. So
Thank you,
I'm not a
Lance.
gatekeeper.
So, what happened at SDC is that I took off with Cameron, and we went to GGT to go drift one night when they were doing the raffles. So Lance, thankfully, grabbed all of my raffle wins, which was good.
What did you win, Adam?
What did I win? I won a lightweight CLSD. I got a D-like S13 body. I got the
Dude.
skate. It wasn't Mile High. Mile High? No, it wasn't Mile High. It was I don't know. I got a shirt from someone. I got a Power HD G2 gyro and the Larry Chen hat.
Nice.
So yeah,
Dude, you got a nice handful for not being
That's
there.
a solid haul. That's a very solid
Yeah,
haul.
that's
You know what I got?
For real.
I won an R35 body.
didn't you just give it away too?
Yeah, who wants an R35?
I have one in my closet.
Name one person that has even bought that body.
I bought one. Me, Justin.
No. So this was not my luck. This was not my luck at all. This was my wife's crystals. Like she did the handiwork there. Okay, Chris, what are we looking at now?
Oh, that's a Shadow Club, R32.
Okay.
Shadow Club, representing in Chicago. Mini Mayhan C. Yeah, they got a replica of Mayhan. Am I saying it right? The Mayhan C course?
Yeah,
Sounds right, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
close enough.
Yep, and this one is full RCO RDX. That's what I've been driving. It's full. I got it with all the full RCO parts on it and GS Racing parts.
A little custom
I-
establishment bumper on there.
Oh yeah,
dude.
front. I got front and rear.
Oh yeah.
And then it's got, so this one is actually it's got all the top line polished pins in it.
Mhm.
It's got, I don't know, it got a little detailed on it, dude. I'm so used to Overdose and GRK, so like stuff for the Rev D is like, got $2, $3.
Okay, sway bar game. Everybody in chat and everybody here. Sway bar game. Is it a thing or is it not a thing? Chris, you have
It
one
is a
here.
thing.
It is a
I
thing.
mean, of course it's a thing.
It is a thing. Yeah, so it's like, all right, so what you had active toe come out, right? And then after active toe you came out, you had the TK setup
Yep.
come out, right? And then after the TK setup, then I would say you had the short arm kind of thing came out, right? And then now you got sway bars. I like it. I see I've had some help on setting it up. I like it, man. I see the process of it.
Yeah.
If you were to take your shocks off, you can kind of see it a little bit messing with it
Yep.
on how, like, if you lift one arm, how it does serve its purpose.
Yeah, they're. I mean, if you look at real cars in real life, obviously the whole plastic tire thing is to be considered, but they're using. I think generally the strategy is either focused on the spring rate of the actual shock, or more on the rate of the sway bar. They're like opposite in a way.
Yeah.
It's just a different way to control what the car's doing. Of course, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's just a question of
another
what you're looking for, and
it's another way of keeping it planted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on that setup, I got a lot of things to do with Kevin. Kevin, I never mess with RDX, so Kevin gave me a real good kind of base layout, on the setup. So that one has the additional option sway bar. So you got the two that come with the kit, and then the option one. That one's the option bar. I can't tell you numbers, but yeah.
Is it a thicker bar?
I
or
like
thinner?
it.
Is it a thicker bar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
if only we could have Miko on the show to talk to us about the RDX sway bars.
Yeah, because he was like
Yeah,
the
for
first
real.
one in the States to get one, right? All those
Well, you
Instagram posts.
Now you also got Steve too, right? Steve's another American Rev B driver.
I just had to call Miko out because obviously D Style and he's in the chat right now.
Oh yeah, what's up, Miko?
Justin chatting from the shitter right now, everyone.
Yeah, he's there.
Tried them a long time ago, and I felt them very stable, very quick, catching rear. Didn't really take to it over no sway bar. I don't remember exact reasons.
It's just
I
another
looked at
thing
the
where I'll
TK.
point to IRL drift, where you have people that are running no sway bar, and you have a lot of people that use the sway bar as one of their main kind of tuning devices. So it's just another thing. It's just like something you can add on to your chassis, and you can play with it, and you may or may not like the feel of it, or you can achieve different feelings.
So, Chris, this is directed to you from Victor. You still run that much toe out in front?
Hey, it's where they need to be, where I want them.
And then his actual question is, what do you like about the sway bar?
I like I said, I like it's the only car I have running them. I could see the difference. So with my GRKs, I'm running the active toe setup, and then with the GOM setup, I'm just running short arm setup.
Oh,
I like it. I gotta say, I do like it. I can feel the difference of how my rear end's planted, but then again, I can't really compare it with my other chassis because I'm running a lot stiffer setup on that RDX.
so you might know the answer to this question. On the rear end, on the GOM aluminum rear transmission, right? There is a space for a sway bar. Was there ever a sway bar kit for the GOM?
Yes, old school.
Like, how old school are we
Old
talking
school.
about?
Like I'm pretty sure on the V1 you could probably get that kit. I know that you can still buy this. There you go.
XCX kit fits the GOM.
Yeah. So
No one uses
I think
it though.
nah, man. I've never seen anybody use it. I don't see why you would want to use it, especially on a full option GOM. Like why that thing's heavy enough.
I wanted to highlight Kevin's point about how the track kind of affects the use of a sway bar. And I think what he's kind of pointing out there is that when you have a really high moment of inertia on body roll, for example, in a long straightaway where you have a transition back and forth, that's where you're really going to feel the effects of a sway bar the most, because that's when you have the most forces, affecting the roll of the car, of the chassis.
Now, in layman's terms, is a sway bar preventing the roll, right?
That's the goal. The goal of this, the job of the sway bar is to basically apply any of the roll forces
Equally
Yeah.
on the rear.
equally on the other side. Obviously, the sway bar itself is sprung, so it's not a one-to-one relationship, but it's basically if you're rolling to one side, let's apply a little bit of pressure to the other side to kind of limit that body roll a little bit, which is in kind of traditional racing. The whole goal is to keep the center of gravity like close to in the same position as it is.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean it's kind of counterintuitive to some of the things that people do in RC drift, where they're trying to really promote
Roll.
the roll so that they get a high differential in pressure on the outside tire. But yeah, I mean again, it just kind of all goes back to playing with different settings and driving stuff.
Roll is life.
Roll is life.
Sway
Yeah,
bar,
hey,
good.
Josh, roll is life.
Aldo, do you have any thoughts on this?
Sway bar. I would prefer it personally. I would. It's just even pressure, even use of grip.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Keeping the grip feeling a little more consistent.
Yeah, it would do away with a lot of really tight mental thoughts on shock tuning, like reducing rebound and compressing diaphragm while you're tightening on the shock top and things like that, to where the shock wants to suck back in
Mhm.
and give you the best amount of grip possible under load. But sway bar would just be it. You don't need to think like everything I just said. Sway bar just eliminates most of that. It just gives you an easy way to gain grip.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm out of that. I'm out of diaphragm life. I think forever probably.
so
No more diaphragms for me.
you're a fan?
Yeah.
Uh,
It just
UC dampers, yes.
eliminates makes it a little bit more simple, the UC conversion. Like you have your damping rate and you have your spring rate. That's it. You don't have to worry about diaphragms.
Chris, how
What's
difficult?
up?
Coming from Joey, how difficult do you find it to get the active toe set up correctly? How hard is it to get the active toe set up correctly?
So back when I had my MC1 back in the day, I got it for it and I did not like it. I couldn't figure it out at all. Yeah, so I went back to normal. Now that it comes with the for my outclip GRK, I'm running the H arms in the rear, so I'm not running it on that one. And then when I got the GRK5, I have it, and I don't know, it's a bit different. I did start off with the box stock, but now I've flipped it, so now it's like I'm running my linkage from my rear on my rear toe block. And I mean, if you pull up the picture of my GRK, you kind of see how I have my setup. Let me see. So it's yeah. So it's real weird because it's like for me with my active toe, obviously you're working with each wheel individually on what do you want it to do, and yeah, no, I don't know. It does take a while, but
I guess we can
I don't know. I can't explain that shit.
we can kind of pinpoint it though, like because we know that there's a point where there's like too much camber gain, or like when you squat or lift, the amount changes, right? So like for point of reference, as far as like where your car sits at versus when it's squatting. Like at resting point, do you have your car towed in at all, or are you at zero camber or zero toe in? Like at resting?
I have minimal. So yeah, so no, like at full squat, I'm going in probably to like 2 millimeters toe in.
Okay.
I don't have very much play on it whatsoever.
And back when Kevin was on the stream, we were talking. Well, what I don't remember if we were talking on stream. I know that at one point in time we were talking just somewhere, and we were talking about running on squat. You're actually toeing out, not in, just to keep you out in the corner a little bit better. There's a lot more technicality than just that, I'm sure. And we can have another discussion with Kevin.
Well, yeah, I
if you
mean,
want.
even that would be a setting or a preference, right? Like you could set it up a million different ways where you're, never exceeding neutral, or you're only past neutral, or you're only negative, or you go both ways beyond neutral.
Beyond neutral. Just a plug here, you guys. If you haven't checked it out, the Discord, it is a place where you can post pictures for Roast My Rig if you want your cars featured on this channel. It's also a great place to post topics and ideas and just general pictures as a whole. If you see any products, you can go there and post them as well. Aldo, are you playing with a Rubik's Cube?
Called out.
Wow, nailed it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Do I see a GAN? What is that?
Oh, do you want the GAN? Hold on.
Oh, you
Oh
dirty
God,
boy.
he had multiple.
You dirty
Don't
boy.
get okay. This just became a Rubik's Cube podcast. I'm
Dirty
sorry.
There we
boy.
go.
Calm down.
Dude, Logan, you got it all over there. You got a Rubik's Cube. You whipped out the fingerboard.
I
kind
got
of fingerboard you got,
a
huh?
Rubik's Cube, dude.
This one's actually really cool. It's the Go Cube. It connects to your phone, and you can play like games on it and stuff like that.
That's
It's like
crazy,
sick, and it's like magnetic too,
man. Yeah.
and it lights
Have you,
up.
have you thought about getting the,
Oh, okay.
the GAN
Okay.
with the robot?
No, I've honestly like stopped with cubing for a bit. Although someone got me these guys. If we're stopping to like nerd out on Rubik's cubes, so it's like an
nice.
off-centered one,
Yeah.
and it's off bias too, so it looks all wacky and stuff.
I
Nice.
can't believe this is happening right now.
This is happening.
So that's a 3x3 shape mod, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And off
I
bias.
like it. Very nice.
Okay,
I
back.
have to say, the Aldo that I met in the van, and this Aldo that is heavily into Rubik's cubes, I couldn't imagine being further apart.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I'm a true American. I'm I'm prejudiced toward everybody. I'm a little bit. I'm a good racist. A good racist. A textbook. All right,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about here. And yeah, I'm a nice guy. What you see, what you get.
Nice guy.
Equal.
Equally racist.
Equal.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So my grandmother is 100% full-blooded, like Hopi Native American, and she is easily the most racist person I know.
I would absolutely love her. She'd be my person.
Yeah.
What are you talking? That's great.
It's just like she's like, dude, she doesn't even like other tribes. She doesn't like white people. She doesn't like anybody. It's hilarious. She's like, I was here first, motherfuckers. What up, Vito?
So, I have all the way up to a 9x9. Just
Oh yeah.
Throwing that out there.
I stopped at. I just stopped at a 6x6, and then I ended up trying square one, and then that was too much for my brain to handle. I couldn't do square one.
if you can solve a 6x6, you can solve any cube. Actually,
So Vito,
yeah,
Vito, you are in fact in the right place. This is the art. I know it seems like it's the Rubik's Cube Talk podcast right now. It is indeed the RC Drift Talk podcast.
What?
Crazy.
We drift toy cars. We drift RC
Yeah.
cars. What?
I mean, it's a good way to warm up your fingers, so that's why I do it personally. Warm up my little digits.
So actually, warming up. What is your pre-comp like thing that you do? Like, how do you get ready for comp, or like right before when you go up?
Y'all should know.
Just bust a quick one outside and you're good, bro. That's it. I don't know what's going on here. Just let one out real quick. Get the nerves out. You're good.
Just pop it outside.
If it helps you, let a homie watch so you don't feel like you're alone. That's it. That's it, baby. That's it,
Hey,
baby.
bro, can you help me out real quick?
Never be alone.
Yeah. Can you hold?
It's
my
got a
phone?
tandem battle. You got to get used to having someone else around.
Hey, man, loser gets
Closer
jerked
the
off.
better.
Okay.
Yo, dang.
Kevin has a challenge. Can you solve
Support, y'all. It's all about the support.
a cube while driving in one lap?
You're absolutely devious. That is devious work. I couldn't do it. Well, one by one. I can probably do one by one.
There's no
It's like
shot.
soft.
You can't drive. You can't drive with no hands.
I mean, you can drive with one hand.
I mean, one hand. As long as you have a small enough cube, you could just. Oh no. You could do whatever, but. Dang.
Okay, so it's probably possible. Someone could do it for sure.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Jake can drive with one hand a little bit.
Oh, like the crawler guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crawler guys. What about the guys that drive with remotes upside down? Like I got a homie here, David. He drives with the remote upside down.
But he's probably left-handed, yeah?
Yeah. His
The lefty.
what's some? I've seen people. Yeah, no, I've seen some weird remote grabs.
Oh, hey, a question that I totally forgot about from the beginning of the chat. When are you guys going to come up to Drift PDX?
Yeah.
Who?
Drift to death. All of you. Well, not Justin, but all of you. Justin's
Okay,
coming
so-
on Saturday.
All right, so it
It comes down to PDX.
I guess I could say a little bit of it. We're actually planning an event out there with you guys, probably after SDC Worlds, and it's going to be a little collaboration with House of Rural Drive, and so at that point you will get the full establishment team up there with you guys.
Ooh, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna
Fun.
be crazy. Let me think. The establishment team. So I think Aldo, you're the only one who hasn't been to PDX.
Yeah, I'm the odd one out. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that changes. this
Baby.
week.
I mean,
I know.
technically, I haven't been to Drift PDX. That'll change.
I can't wait to see the new spot. I'm supposed to be getting some classes pretty soon, so y'all might see me a little earlier.
Woohoo.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Vittorio, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know what event Chris is talking about. But the one that I would imagine it is Drift to Death, which is we'll say this again for everybody. Let me pull out the calendar.
It's the first week of...
Drift
Yeah.
to Death, yeah. Well, yeah, second week of August. So August 8th through the 10th. Drift to Death. And I will have that I'll have that event posted on Facebook very soon. Been a little busy at work. Need to get on that. But yeah. Dates are set. August 8th to 10th is when you should go to PDX. We would appreciate that, Vittorio. That would be sick to have you. Hopefully, I know it's probably a little late notice. It'd be nice to see you in Phoenix in March, but we'll,
Are you still reminding Trey?
yeah, I've been talking to Trey every week. I make sure I talk to Trey every week just to make sure keep him reminding.
Dude, Vittorio, Oregon. If it's 110 in Oregon,
No,
we're not like alive.
That's not happening. That's not happening. Oh,
But-
DJ and I are going to Phoenix March 19th through the 23rd.
Yeah.
Dude. I've been in Oregon during the summer. Y'all have enough wind. It doesn't even feel like it's 90 degrees out there.
It'll get hot. It'll get hot. I've seen it hit 100, but in August, it won't be the best, but it won't be like Phoenix or Texas or anywhere else,
Oh no, dude! Like I feel like when I drive through Phoenix, the time like leaving Worlds, I was driving with the wife, and I'm like, man, it feels like we're just like melting on the highway passing through there. I think it was like 117. Yeah, nah, yeah. Arizona and New Mexico, man, that heat's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to switch to the Roast My Rig channel. This is cool.
Uh-oh.
There's some cool stuff.
You're all ready to get smoked.
All right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there's some heat in there.
Too short.
Well, what's the actual wheelbase?
What the?
Is it like 210?
Joe,
The caption
Joe,
says,
Hey,
working
so,
on Tamiya. What, Chris?
if y'all are getting into M's, I know they just dropped some LF3 M tires.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah.
What body even is that?
It's a mini?
Yeah,
Like an
210.
actual mini?
No, what's the body though?
No, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
shown.
Like an actual mini,
Oh,
right?
you think it's a Mini Cooper
Yeah.
or a Mini something?
Oh, that might be an original Mini Cooper, yeah.
It's in
A bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fix it again, Tony.
Okay, where do I want to go? Oh, Rob.
I
Okay,
think that thing's cool.
so
Little tiny thing.
Rob doesn't have Discord, so he sends me his pictures. So what do we got? We got a beast mode
Holy moly.
F. Technically, it's an FXX conversion. So this thing is cool. We've seen it when Team Jordan announced this too. With
Oh yeah, the servo is all the way in the back. Remind me of some.
And there's
See it?
17 different links to reach
Yeah.
the
Damn.
steering.
I think it was with Scale Science. Jordan with Scale Science, I think, is when we first saw this, like last year. Hey, look, the tried and true motor. This motor, tried and true.
Never fails.
Except you can't get them anymore.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what that is.
It's a BS Dual.
It was
I got
one
you.
before the Agile.
It was the legit $60 motor that just drove.
What's with the steering links being so swept back?
The steering links?
The tie rods.
Oh, right here, like up here.
Yeah, like the tie rods are just.
That's like FXX stuff going on because
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
MST stuff, right? That's an
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is
'cause,
MST.
It
yeah.
goes from like in front of the arms to all the way behind the arms.
So
It's a
this,
front rack with the rear ears.
well, so
Yeah,
this,
it's a
It's the
very.
weirdest.
It's an old design.
yeah, this chassis
Yeah,
was a
like that.
front motor originally. So like
Oh,
up here is where your motor would sit. And the original one, you could also get like a 4-wheel drive kit for it, which is really wacky because it was like a belt drive on either side of the motor.
am I seeing this right? That the motor is not connected to anything, or is it not mounted?
It doesn't have a pinion on it.
yeah. There's no pinion.
It doesn't even look like the pinion would reach that spur gear.
I mean, have you seen an MC1?
You gotta get a big pinion.
Yeah, I guess.
If
Okay.
it's an FXX, it's got like a whole reducer system and everything.
I think that's taken out here with the way
Oh,
that
that's
Beast Mode designed it.
Oh, okay, so there's like more
It's like,
like
your
gearbox type situation.
well, it's less of so more of like TTO2 type of style. You have a larger spur gear up front and then just a solid shaft going to the rear.
You know that the FXX thing that I brought to the track that had
Mhm.
the RMX front end.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine like that, but like completely original. But you don't know what the FXX front end really looks like, I guess.
Yeah, it's all made up. The points don't matter.
Yeah, yeah. But
all made
that's like all original.
Okay, from Dossie, however you say it. My fancy TTO2. This is a T. Oh, it's a G. Duh. I'm dumb. This is the Barbera conversion. Barbara. Like actually.
I don't know why you would call any of those chassis anything but Barbara or Bianca.
What do you think of that kit?
I'm not
I
too familiar with either of them, to be honest.
I don't know what's incredibly different about it is the thing. Let alone I don't drive a GMK,
Yeah.
so I just don't know.
It looks like a lot of stuff.
Nice.
It's borderline flame deck, like flame deck vibe on the top to me, and
On the
it's
top, yeah.
it's kind of triggering me.
Seems like it's mostly just like the precursor to the GRK 5.
Has anybody seen these on the scale? Like, what do they weigh?
No
like
idea.
compared to like a normal GRK 5 on a competition deck.
You'd think it would be lighter.
Victorio,
Right?
Victorio's in the chat. He could tell us.
I thought one of our guys has one.
Chat.
It's a Hecotech.
Yeah.
I haven't got no mods on my GRK.
There's probably some crazy explanation of why it is what it is, and where, and how, and who on
Rear
the
end.
Ecotech log.
Rear end is floating.
Well,
Diff case isn't connected to the chassis. Okay.
I just think that I would think it would be like a lot lighter, just judging by their other chassis. You know, I think it was like right half the weight as the MD, even right.
Yeah, Trey.
So it's like is that Trey's?
I don't think so, but he was a big Ecotech guy. So
Lance is saying Barbara can also use GS2 Evo or GRK5 parts.
Okay, so yeah, but what about the transmission? Does it have? Let me zoom up to that. Okay, so you can mount up from the GRK5 transmission and an Evo trans. Look at the holes all on the bottom. So you can run a GRK4 trans on there too. So this is for a GRK4 too, then?
It's for apparently all the GRK. Okay, moving on. This is from PatBot. I don't know what I'm looking at.
that would have to be. Who is that?
The motor plate is different. What is this? It's a shark? It's a stingray.
Shark. I don't know who that is.
But that's not the shark motor plate. I dig the fan cover.
Oh, this is someone from Tanimonium, maybe?
I can't see it well enough. Are we sure it's not just a golem?
I'm not sure. Is the
No,
thing.
that's not a gun. No, that's not a gun.
It's
That's
got
a shark.
It's shark
Yeah, it's a
lowers.
shark. It's got the shark battery holder and stuff.
The motor
Got
plate.
some other parts on it.
Yeah.
Maybe a Hydra deck.
Oh, didn't they put out some kit to reverse the motor?
The shark? You can do that already. Like, there's no kit. You just flip it around.
Oh, okay.
Because since it's a sandwich transmission, you can do all what you want to the motor position. From Tech 1, Alfredo.
Fredo.
You know,
Galming it up.
okay, so is it sad that, like, all the Tech 1 stuff that I've been seeing lately has been, like, DC-10 stuff? Like,
Well, yeah, they have some DC-10 drivers.
they have a lot of
Promotion.
DC-10.
Promotional
Yeah, I
stuff.
think they-
promote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know whose cars these are. I assume this is like probably from Vegas.
What's sad
Well, I know they got quite a few guys
Hector's
driving
car's
Goms.
probably got to be on there though.
like, what saddens me
It's all-
is how much in pitboard is there.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like
Like,
three of the aluminum pitboard.
Aside
the
from
new
the
one
chassis,
and the old one.
just the aluminum pitboards.
Yeah,
There's more in pitboard than there is in my chassis.
easily.
Especially because right now.
Hey, you got the Kaju's in there. That's the one all the way on the left.
This one? That
The
one?
what?
Yeah.
So that must be Adam.
Okay.
No,
That's a kaiju, you guys.
who would have had a kaiju? That must be Adam.
Kai?
No.
Hi.
Kalai.
That's
yeah.
what the Gom. No, I don't
Kalai.
think he would have it with it. He would have it
Kalaya
with
or
the guy.
Brenna?
RJ said it was
Kalaya
Kalaya.
or
Oh,
Brenna.
okay.
Yeah.
So what's
Kalaya, because I remember
Yeah.
he was interested in a Dom a while back.
there you go.
Okay.
Because
Kalaya or Brenna? I don't remember which, but I'm pretty sure Kalaya was already building.
Yeah, Kevin says it's Kalaya. So.
Yep. Kaiju Golem. At least
I
going
didn't know.
front
I
end.
didn't know they went to Vegas. Is that a NOS bottle? What is that?
yeah, it's a NOS bottle. Scale life.
That's where he puts all
Go
the
up there. Scroll up. Somebody else there's got a top line. Right up there. That's the top line right there.
Oh,
I
hey,
can imagine Dow standing to the side of this picture, just wishing he was in it.
hey, DJ, what color? You're looking for red rockers, yeah?
Anything red. Yeah.
Chris, you got the hookup?
Calm down, Mitch. Freaking yelling at us.
Uh-oh. He's like, let me pull out my magic box of goodies.
Oh,
This is
in
what's just
new in bag? Is that what I'm seeing?
Mitch says the
Yeah.
top line Galm is Ryan from RG. Galm.
I got some red parts. I got a few. Whatever.
there you go,
See a shock
DJ.
tower in there.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
so much.
A lot of monies.
No.
Oh yeah, I can tell actually that now I can tell that is Kalai because I can see his fucking weird fan cover
fan.
stuff.
Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. That is an expensive table right there.
Yeah.
A lot of money on that table.
Here, this is an expensive group for you.
Ooh. I can name most of those people. You got Ryan. You got my boy James. You got Carl. You got Hector.
Hey, go back to that. What transmission is he running on that one?
On which one?
On the Kaiju Gom.
It's a Golem with the high
that- is
motor. It's his cut high motor plate. Very
Plastic
cut.
trans?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
like it.
he was. We saw this car on. They were on a few weeks ago. So
Oh,
we've had like all of RCO and all of the establishment and a lot of people from Phoenix on in the last. That's basically it.
It looks good in black. Mine's red. Oh, it looks good in black.
There you go. There's Fredo's set up from the W last couple weeks ago. Shout out to Fredo.
Plastic trans, yeah.
oh, here we
Shout
go.
out to Fredo getting the win on that.
I'm sad he took off his spoiler. When I saw he wasn't running the spoiler, I was like, no, the style is gone. Made me sad.
No way.
And you can tell it's the Voltex.
Yeah. Oh, he did take off the.
I wonder
Why did he do
why.
that?
If only we could ask him. If
I
only
wonder
we could
why,
ask
yeah.
Alfredo why he did that. If only we would
Answer
come on the show.
Yeah, bro. Big fan.
Here's a camera rig car.
Plastic trans. I mean, I get it.
Hey, on that top line, Gom. Hold on. It's
It worked.
Ryan from Rolling Garage. Hey,
Yeah.
I one question. Did if he can answer it, is he running the anti-torque tranny or did he get the regular one?
Mitch can probably answer that.
Yeah.
He's got the anti-torque idler gear in there.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the tranny though, right?
Yeah.
Because there's multiple ways to do
He
anti-torque,
run it-
right?
Is he running the counter gear on it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anti-torque one. Yeah.
I didn't like how the
So-
gun felt when I did that.
Hey, tell him if he try to just in normal reverse setup.
There you go. Mitch confirms it's anti-torque.
Yeah, tell him to just try that. He might like it. Tell him
Yeah.
try just reverse setup.
Then what do we got here?
Oh, there you go. There's a little bit of tea from RJ. STC round 1. Apparently, the fences were a little aggressive on the wings.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume and hope they fix that for later round.
This is RD 2.0 or 3.0? No, it's a shark.
I did
Whoa.
the latest Yokomo SD or RD 3.0, whatever it was.
Mhm.
I was interested in trying that rear end, but not interested enough to buy a chassis.
Right. All the ST 3.0s that I've driven so far have been really nice, really smooth, really planted, especially
I'm
for
thinking
box
about
stock.
picking up an
That's a-
SD3 for myself.
I just want
That's
to.
I Yokomo hasn't steered my attention, but the SD3 I've liked the SD3.
Even the RD2, I'm kind of a big fan of.
Oh,
Just looking at the visually what is there.
So this is an RD2 with a Team 80 trans. Okay.
Team 80. Dang.
What is the FDR on that? That is a tiny
Whoa.
pinion gear.
Probably 12 or 13. Looks
Yeah,
looks like an 18,
Oh,
18
yeah.
and an 84.
I wouldn't be caught dead.
11.35. That's kind of deceiving, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't expect that from that. Not with like your typical Yokomo gear set.
He likes to just he's like a 250 Supercross guy, just floored the whole time.
I like throttle.
Are those 3 racing shocks in the back? On the RDX?
I don't know what they look like. Yeah, maybe.
That bronze looks a little Chinese there. Looks a little Chinese, big dog. But at least he has axons in the front. That's all that matters.
Are you sure those are axons? I don't think those are axons.
No, they're not. They don't look like.
Because they're not the Yokomo top caps.
I think they might be overdose. The silver TRF
Mhm.
copies.
TR56s is what he say.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. Now that I have it zoomed in.
The TCR is returning. Do you guys know what that is? The MST TCR?
Nope.
It was their on-road car. Their little tiny M chassis on-road car.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of fun.
That's a nice looking Z body shell.
But Justin, do you feel like you're biased now?
No, because I'm still not the biggest fan of how they look or sound.
Okay.
This looks like a car that Jake would drive.
That is a car that Jake would probably drive.
That's who I thought it was.
Oh.
on first glance.
Even Justin knows.
Okay, you guys. It is 9:06. It's been a good stream. It's been fun. Thanks for tuning
We
in.
went everywhere.
Damn, it's
I know.
really already been a couple hours.
Yeah. We talked about chassis, servos, competitions, driving styles, skateboarding. Chuck wants more. He's not done yet. Chuck's not done listening yet. So,
Hey, I want to know what board you got, Logan.
oh, this is our buddy Elliot gave this to me. It's just a teak.
Yeah.
Teak
Hey, all right.
Amazon, Amazon deal.
So y'all
DJ's
gotta
board is
go
crazy.
check out. Y'all gotta go check out my boy. Good vibes, man. You gotta support your local RC drifter fingerboard brand owners right there. You know, good
Yeah.
vibes FB.
The new
Yeah.
track, it's not in place yet. New track will have a dedicated fingerboard zone.
Actually?
Better.
Like, actually?
You heard that, Benny?
Of course it will.
I did bring the features, so
We know what the people
eventually it'll
want.
get set up.
We know what the people want. Chuck asks, we need to get Chuck on the show, by the way, back again. Maybe we use that as ammo to get to get Alfredo. I don't know. We'll see.
So Chuck and
I see
Alfredo,
this question. That's
and,
cute.
and then D-Style, Allo D-Style, and then we can get Miko in that one.
Yeah, we need to get Albert back and get Miko. Chuck wants to know what oil you guys use in your cubes.
All of my cubes have been pre-lubed, so I have
Yeah.
Pre-lubed cubes, dude.
pre-lubed
I'd
cubes.
have-
Let me
thought it
answer
was
this
just-
question for Kevin real quick. It's a little smaller than PDX, so there's two issues.
Holes.
The area is slightly smaller, and there are poles. So let me get this measurement real quick. I have it.
Now, is it a smaller track, including the poles?
Yes.
Yeah,
Poles
so
are
it's
in the
about-
track.
It's about let me see. Let me do some math here. So the track is like 23 by about, I want to say 55. Let me do that math.
So it's just slightly more narrow. Is really all.
That's what I would
It's
have
more
thought.
narrow. It's a little bit shorter. So it's like more like 47.
Mhm.
And then the issue is there are 4 poles about the 4 poles are almost exactly 6 feet away from where you'll be standing. So they're kind of close. Yeah, we'll get Dow on for sure. I mean, I think Dow's probably got more watch time on the show than anybody else.
Get him on when he builds his gome.
Yeah.
Top down camera.
That's right.
I talk to Dow so much, it's great. I talk to Dow almost every day. But so yeah, the track's slightly smaller than PDX, and the poles make the layouts very challenging. So I had drawn a layout for our first layout, and on paper it worked, but then we went to put it down, and it was not happening. It's a little way too tight. So what we put in is kind of we just cheated off our old homework and put in something that we had done at one of the car shows. And it's like very simple and basic, but
Hey, keep it
it
simple.
has what you want.
I keep it simple. If you keep it simple, it stays consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It has
Yeah.
one of the longest turns that we've ever included in a track in Portland. Is, pretty good. So this is the benefit, Kevin, is although the track area is small, it's literally like a quarter of the total space in the building. So there's pits galore. The plan is we have a basement area. I can give you the full numbers. I can't because my phone, which is filming me, has all the numbers. But it's somewhere in the range of 3,000 upstairs, 4,000 down, or no, 1,000 downstairs, or something like that. I think it's like 1,500 downstairs, and then 3,000 upstairs, somewhere in that range. But there's a basement where we will have a pretty small scale track and like a racing
lounge area.
simulator and like couches, like kind of a lounge and a small scale track. And then there's upstairs, which has the big track, a whole separate room for pits. I think the math I did for pit spaces is somewhere in the 50s. So
you got like a 2,000 square foot rectangle track.
yeah, the track itself is, like I said, a little bit smaller than PDX, but just because of the way the walls and everything is shaped in the unit, a lot of pit space, and so we can have a big event. We can stand around most of the track. It's going to be good.
Nice.
Now we just got to figure
Nice
out
fat
parking,
entries.
right?
Hell yeah.
The worst thing is parking, for sure.
Yeah. Charles,
Yeah, we've been busting our
Chuck.
asses, for sure.
Chuck, get Alfredo on the stream.
Please, Chuck. We'll have you on, but it would be nice to have Fredo with you. But also, you're on. We don't know. We don't know about the temperature. The summer will be what tells that. Right now, because it's winter, all the walls in the unit, except for the interior walls of the building, are concrete. So what we've been told is that it will stay the same temperature inside year round, which I kind of tend to believe. Is
you put 50 sweaty guys in there, that'll change.
it will warm up, yeah, for sure.
50 sweaty daddies. That's what I like. That's right. That's what I like.
But it is air conditioned as well, so we can cool it off.
With that one little mini split that's there,
No, there's like four
Okay.
mini split units, I think.
just stand under the AC. Yeah, deodorant requirements.
Yeah, but that's the case anywhere you go. So
Yeah.
put on, don't smell bad.
Yeah, nobody likes standing next to somebody.
Yeah. So the what we lost in track space, we're making up for in a shop, an owner that knows the aftermarket side of things, right, and is willing to spend money on stocking parts. So that's a huge improvement. We're gaining way more dedicated pit space because actually, even though at PDX during like our event, there's a lot of pit space. Day to day, we're always sharing that with the buggies. So there's only realistically on a Friday night, the pit space for drifting is very low. It's not adequate, I would say. So now we'll have more than enough pit. Like day to day, you can pit where you can take up a whole table if you want, most likely. And then for the event, it'll be tight, but there will be enough. And then, yeah, just hours that work better for drifting. No more like background while you're trying
Bumps.
to qualify. Buggies smashing into a wall right behind you.
Which is awesome.
No more race director constantly on, although we have discussed maybe just having a little race director audio track just constantly playing in the background.
Just to make it feel like home.
34.7.
Dude,
Hot dog.
nothing like messing up a train because a buggy smacked the back, to turn around and look at it.
Yeah. So it should be everything that we're giving up in track space, in my opinion, is more than made up for in all the other benefits.
All the
Nice.
accommodations. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The basement should end up pretty sick. Like
The basement's gonna be sick.
we'll have to set up a seto on the sim.
Yeah,
and
I'm on top of that.
I
I want to get 2 rigs going down there. We'll see about that. But then you can tandem, right?
I was gonna say you gotta have someone to tandem with.
Mhm.
That'll load up like that AI tandem thing
I haven't tried that.
they've had.
If we can have like six rigs
take
would
it
be
back.
cool.
Take it back, old school split screen parties, man. Split screen drift.
Yeah, just do straight up Xbox Card X or something.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 1 days, Gran Turismo 2 split screen parties.
Try to sim with a direct drive.
Yeah.
Now that I've driven a rear-wheel drive car in slippery conditions, it's even more annoying when I try to drift in a sim and then the steering is so delayed I just can't do it.
Well, what wheel are you on right now?
It's in really old G27,
Yeah,
and I've never tried like a direct drive for a
Yeah.
sim to see if that.
I know there's
right for
been
drifting.
many times where you were supposed to stay the night at my place, but we should just make that happen one of these days so that you can hop on the sim. 'Cause
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You'll also be like skipping a lot because like you have a sim cube, right?
Yeah, I have a SimCube Pro.
Nice.
So going from G27 to this is about the biggest step you can make.
I know it'd be huge for the GT racing, which is what I mostly spent my time on, but that's mostly because drifting on the G27 just kind of sucked because the steering delay.
Yeah, it's not fast.
Whatever.
enough.
A real
Dude,
car,
I'm old school, man.
it starts sliding on me by surprise, and it catch it perfectly. In the sim, I try to do it perfectly and have to throw the wheel to not put the car over 90 degrees.
Chuck, you drift?
Chuck, Dude, we have to figure out how to actually communicate and all drift together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get back on.
I still haven't
I'm
even driven
old
with Adam
school.
yet.
Correct.
Like my setup was the Thrustmaster T500 RS.
I had a D27 for a long time and then finally upgraded.
Oh, and
Oh,
we have to
Adam
get
is
Dr.
here.
H too, right? Because he has a setup too.
Suddenly, Dr. H. You start talking about a Seto, and then you get Dr. H in here.
So is that the trick?
What's up, Adam?
We need to start like we need to start like an RC drifting a Seto Discord so that we can all just hop in there whenever.
I mean, there's a channel called Aceto in the Discord.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like connecting everyone.
Isn't that?
But these guys should all just
Oh, private group. You're talking private group.
not private, not necessarily private, just
We'll figure it out. We'll do something. You've got a
I'm
server.
seeing 4 people in here that we could drive with every day, probably.
I don't know about every day.
I'll drive every day.
You have like a dedicated setup. I have to set mine
Yes,
up.
sir. Yes, sir.
I've got a.
I'll sell another GOM and I'll get it set up. I'll get back on real quick.
Do it.
I still need a nicer feeling wheel, but I at least got like it's on a rig thing.
Yeah. I've got my
The rig
office
thing
chair.
is,
That's all.
the rig is very important.
It was necessary to actually try to get into the GT racing.
Yeah, Spencer drifts. Spencer does Aceto. So there's another guy.
We have tons of Aceto people.
Aldo, do you Aceto?
No, Seto's the best. Man.
No.
Seto's
Oh,
the
I
best.
never really got into that.
Please, Vittorio, come to Drift to Death. I'm about to drop flyers for Drift to Death, and I think I'm gonna call it now. It's gonna be the sickest flyer you've ever seen.
I hope so.
RJ's drifting right now.
If any of the other Aceto guys got some extra sim gear,
I do have extra sim gear, bud.
I thought that was.
let me drive some home. I need upgrade.
DJ's sleeping. I don't know what DJ's doing. He doesn't seem to care about the
Me?
sim drifting.
Yeah, dude.
already
Yeah,
playing
it's
Rocket
kind of in
League right
one ear
now.
out the other. I don't know what you guys are talking about right now.
I mean, you literally just got a new computer. Like, you're ready for
Me?
it.
I mean, I know
Rocket
for the
League.
G27 they make mods. For that G27, I know they make mods.
Oh no, I can make a G27 sing. I can make
I mean-
a G27 work for sure.
I'm interested in the load cell pedal mod. The
Yeah.
thing that makes it feel
I haven't done that yet, but that's totally viable.
I didn't
I
like
want to
it.
do that, and then otherwise, I don't want to spend a single dime on it compared to just getting a direct drive setup, because then it just feels like wasted money compared
Yeah,
to
that's
just getting
very
an
true.
actual
Very
steering wheel.
true. Very true.
Load cell on
with actual
the
pedals.
on the.
Tito, you give me a Minecraft server, I'll be on there blowing up fucking holes in 10 minutes, dude.
Oh, Chris, Power World. Yeah.
What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
I stopped
have not
playing.
played Valorant.
I stopped playing when they updated their server, and I didn't play for like a month, and all my crap got messed up. So I haven't started again.
My problem with Minecraft servers has always been that I always break the server.
I don't know. My kids play Minecraft. I haven't gave it a shot yet. I still can't.
I can't
was-
believe that there's 56 people watching this right now.
They're watching us just talk about like absolute bullshit. I love it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
So, but seriously, Aceto, let's get some people on Aceto.
Get Seto going. Chuck.
Chuck,
Calling you out,
Spencer.
Chuck. Calling you out, RJ. Calling out Dr. H. We need to be drifting on Aceto. Please.
Logan already has a server set up. We just need a time.
I don't anymore, but I'll get it back going.
Oh,
Hey, get it going. I'll hop on. I'll
do it. I want to do some GP stuff with you, Justin.
Oh no,
I'm thinking about that too.
the only reason I haven't been doing that is just because I haven't started it yet, and the league that gets like weekly duo team races
you're talking
Yeah.
about
that's starting up again soon. I was just gonna say we could do a team on
Are
that.
you in, is yours low fuel motorsport or what are you doing?
So I do that when I get on, which I was gonna start doing that again this week, And then what I'm talking about is a Sim Racing Alliance SRA.
Oh yeah, I'm in that. I think I'm in that too. You sent me that.
Yeah, when that new season's coming up, we could do that. Do the drift.
Let's do it. Let's
the
do
drift. Team drift duo.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Is that iRacing or is that something else?
They do a Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Oh, okay.
The GT3 cars.
Cool.
But hell yeah, if you want me to be even faster, lend me some old direct drive and load cell. I'll give me like a second each. Probably. I was definitely hampered by the
The
brake pedal.
G27 pedals are not the way to be fast for sure.
I know that if I was really good already, I could be really fast on them, but I'm not really good already.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's still a lot of that free time
Yeah.
that costs money.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
Let's make an effort as a drift community. Everybody watching, let's hop in the Discord. Let me throw a link here. Let me throw a link to this.
What do you mean, Spencer? I don't know if my wheel can go straight on Assetto. I mean, Assetto's pretty widely compatible. Although, what are you drifting on then?
I can't take any more Brooklyn Park. No, we got Chelsea spot on the server. So that's the Discord for this podcast. Hop in there. Is there a text?
There's a text
Yeah.
channel, yeah.
There's a text channel for Assetto. Let's get down, boys. There's so many people in this community that do Assetto. Let's get down.
Gravy
down
Garage
to
Car
do-
Pack.
Besides, along with drifting, I like GT racing on Assetto.
I'm down for that too.
I love it. I
I'm
love
big
GT
into
racing.
I'm big into grip racing for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll do that too.
Okay, you heard it here. Let's get Assetto
Oh, yeah.
going.
If I'm honest,
That's at least 2 channels for the Discord. Drifting
I weigh my favorite discipline is rally, but
Yeah. What about, hey, dude? What about just
I need
getting
to-
like two EG Civics?
Mm,
You know what I mean? And just going at it like time attack.
getting after it.
hey,
Maybe my boys
once
used
I,
to just use Shitoko all the time.
maybe once I
Yeah,
have a
dude.
wheel that doesn't feel frustrating to try drifting on, I can try rallying on.
Yeah, for sure.
Rally's fun, man. Rally is fun. I think that's what I miss most about
Rally is literally what got me into drifting, honestly, because
Yeah.
what got me into like loose traction or low traction was straight up Gran Turismo 2 and like the Celica rally car. And then that's what piqued my curiosity. I was like, yeah, grip driving is pretty fun, but I enjoy this more like chaotic version of it where you have no traction and it's like you're sliding sideways. And that like piqued it all for me. Like, I got into
Nice.
real rally and then slowly into drifting. It's all because of Gran Turismo 2 rallying.
That's funny.
Nice.
I like rallying because you can bust some like straight real reverse entries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can get nasty on a rally.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
good talk, boys.
time to go. You guys stay
stick
on.
around in
yeah.
the ball for a minute, and then
All right, yeah. Thanks for coming
Have
around,
a
you
good
guys. Thanks for hanging out. We've all got Instagrams. They are all posted. But just in case, Justin, where can we find you?
I got the Crimson Drifter on Instagram and just my name, Justin Wilming, on Facebook.
Chris, where
he
can we
doesn't
find
even know
you?
his own Instagram handle.
Oh, it was backwards, oops. It's the 2 words, you know? They're in
And
there
he also
together.
doesn't really use it that much, people. But yeah, hit him up on there. Everybody follow him on there. Justin is I'd say you're basically my introduction. I mean, obviously, I speak highly about Jake, but like driving with you is like for me, it's like this is a nationally recognized driver that is coming to our track and be able to drive with, and so that's honestly an honor to be able to drive with you and to be able to, I feel like
Thank
I
you.
do a decent job at it, and so yeah.
You're
I'm
a really
stoked
good
to-
driver, yeah. It's very noticeable how much better you and Jake and everyone's gotten since like the first time I ever saw y'all at PDX.
Yeah,
Mhm.
appreciate it, man. That's sick.
Shit,
all this
even
guy
from
on
when I
YouTube
first met you guys.
Yeah,
Oh no doubt. That
Even
is a
from- even-
world of difference.
Yeah,
But what
yeah, dude. When I first met you guys, dude.
what about you, Chris? Where can we find you?
Oh,
where can you not? I mean,
Where
can't-
can you not find Chris?
You can't be involved in the community and not find Chris, dude.
I'm Chris TheEstablishment. Let me
Yes,
on
sir.
Instagram and on Facebook. Let me give a shout out to our team sponsor, House of Rule Drive, and a few other sponsors like RCO and DS Racing. Yeah, want to make sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, last but not least, Aldo. Where can we find you?
Oh, I'm Swiss Miss. Nothing special. Just like the hot cocoa. And then Facebook's just my name, Aldo Medina, and then that's about it.
We have to hear the explanation of the Instagram name, because if I'm honest with you, I was following you before I ever met you in person, and I thought it was a chick.
Nah,
So-
bro, I was mad thirsty. I was mad thirsty in winter, and I just wanted something nice and warm, bro. That's it. I was parched, brother. I was parched.
Cocoa, baby.
Huge
part.
cocoa guy,
I
huh?
needed sustenance.
You got the little the mini marshmallows in there or what?
I eat those first, and then I make the cocoa. That's how it works. I eat those first, man.
I ate those
Yeah,
out of the
bro.
bag first.
Amen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it rolls. That's how it goes.
All right.
Thanks again, you guys, tuning in. We'll see you next week. We'll have Judd on the stream. Does he know that yet? Does Judd know that he's going to be on stream?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Does
Nope.
now.
Doesn't matter.
Be prepared, Judd. You're
his
going to be on
job.
camera. Okay. Later, guys.
Talk to y'all soon, man. Hey,
Bye.
y'all take it easy.
Stay in the call. Stay in the call. Stay
Have
in
a
the
good
call.
night, everyone.
Yeah.